Mr. President, there's been a lot of talk on this floor about border security in recent years. It's amazing how much of what is said resembles what was said a quarter century ago. I'm equally amazed by how the politics of border security has changed over that time period. Earlier this week, it's been widely publicized, President Trump visited Yuma, Arizona, to highlight the continued need for border security. Now, as someone who has actually had firsthand experience with border security, I thought I'd say a few words as well. As a United States Marine in the 1990s, I spent months in a desolate, forbidding stretch of desert, my apologies to Arizonans, that was a stone's throw away from Yuma, Arizona. The same place these Border Patrol agents stand. Now, my Marines and I were part of an unmanned aerial vehicle unit. We worked with Border Patrol agents like these gentlemen, and we were charged with patrolling the border in the Yuma sector. They were on the ground. We flew drone missions to help them collect intelligence. It's a dangerous area with heavy narcotics and human trafficking. While there, I saw the need for greater border security. Now, uniquely among the military services, and I know our presiding officer had a distinguished career in the United States Army, but Marines are charged by statute with tackling whatever mission, however daunting, the President requests of us. In fact, in 1834, Congress passed a statute right on point, indicating a law, under the law, Marines would, quote, conduct such other duties as the President or Department of Defense may direct. Pretty broad language. When in doubt, send in the Marines, I guess. Well, our unit's mission, not glamorous but important then and important now, was to help make the border more secure. It's a critical mission, which remained a priority under Presidents Clinton and Bush. Later, a physical barrier was placed in the Yuma sector. It was years after I left active duty. And trafficking decreased over roughly a decade's time period by 95% after that physical barrier was erected. Shouldn't be controversial. This is not ideological. This is just factual. We know walls work when properly and intelligently placed. Now, historically, there has been a bipartisan consensus around the idea that we not only put boots on the ground to protect the border, but we also must invest in technology to secure our border, including physical barriers where they are required. So the President was absolutely right years ago when he brought up this issue. He was right this week in Yuma, Arizona. He's right today, and he'll be right tomorrow as he continues to emphasize this issue. We must address this situation that's taking place along our southern border. We mustn't lose our resolve. There are illegal crossings and smugglers who are trafficking drugs and people that have created a horrific humanitarian crisis and an ongoing national security threat. Don't take it from me, according to the United Nations Missing Migrants Project, more than 2,400 migrants have died near the United States-Mexico border since 2014. 2,400 migrants over a fairly short time period. This includes 497 deaths last year. That's a 26% increase from the year prior. This is a true humanitarian crisis today. It's also a national security threat. In addition to migrants fleeing Central America, it's possible that foreign terrorist organizations could penetrate this porous border. So border security and the safety of Americans has long been and should remain a priority of all Republicans and Democrats, especially those who serve here at the federal level. President Trump is not the first president, I want to underscore, not the first president to understand this or to emphasize this issue. When I was serving in Arizona as a Marine, President Clinton was our nation's commander-in-chief. During a 1993 press conference, President Bill Clinton touted increasing the number of Border Patrol agents and working to supply them with the best possible equipment and technology. He repeated this message on multiple occasions. Then, during his 1995 State of the Union address, President Clinton said, "Our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards." President Clinton understood this. And he wasn't the last Democrat to prioritize border security. President Obama, too, understood its importance. You see, we forget this. It's amazing how quickly we forget. Under the Obama administration, a surge of additional Border Patrol agents and resources were provided to secure the southwest border and to prevent illegal crossings. In fact, this may be uncomfortable to some, but President Obama was often called the deporter-in-chief during his presidency, with roughly 3 million people deported under the Obama administration. Again, border security should not be a partisan issue. Historically, both sides of the aisle have agreed that the humanitarian and security issues at our southern border must be addressed. So it's time for Democrats to partner with Senate Republicans and President Trump to secure the border and to put Americans first. If we resolve to work together on a sensible solution to this crisis, and I resolve to, the result will be safer border towns, more jobs for American workers, fewer strains on limited government resources, and a deterrent to foreign nationals coming to America illegally and putting themselves and others at great risk. So the Senate cannot lose its nerve when it comes to the rule of law and addressing border security. This is one area where we cannot just send in the Marines. We own this. This body owns this. Every United States senator owns this issue. And so we, the United States Senate, must work collectively. We must come together on this, work with our president to keep America safe and secure. Thank you, Madam President.